If you could change any choices you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices radio show, holographist coach Christine McIver.
Well, my friends, here we are again. We keep meeting like this. How awesome is that? Oh, I'm so thrilled that you are here because I'm going to be talking about one of my most favorite subjects in the world, business tonight. And we are going to have an amazing, amazing time. So tonight we're going to be talking about what have you decided about your business? It's a big, broad subject, and a lot of people may not think that it's that big of a subject, but it really, really is. So I am your host, Christine McIver. I am a strategic business coach. I'm also a holographist coach, if you heard the message earlier. But one of my most favorite areas is to work in business. And why is that? Well, first of all, business for me has always been play. I actually, as a little girl, would play at my dad's desk. He was in his own business, and I would play that I was the boss and I sat at the desk, and I used to walk around with his briefcase. And I always really, really wanted my own briefcase. And when I graduated from college, from business, of course, my mother, I'm going to show you guys this because I've never done this before. So hold on a second. My mother actually bought me this beautiful, beautiful briefcase. And I've got my initials on the top of it. You can see right there. And it is something that I have with me every single day because to me, that's one of my play toys is my briefcase. And when I'm working in my business and I'm working with other people in their businesses, it really is play to me. And I got to tell you that it's hard for me to watch other people struggle in business. It is really difficult because I oftentimes will see what they're doing that they could be doing different that would be easier for them, that would be more pleasurable for them. Or I'll see, I'm oftentimes, I'm checking out people's Facebook pages or their Instagram pages or their YouTube pages, and I'll see things that they probably don't even realize could create greater for them. And so when I'm working with someone, I love to look at all of their creations and contribute to them and hope that what I contribute will actually create more ease in their world. So tonight, that's my desire, is what we're going to be talking about tonight creates more ease in your desire. And if you're listening to this show and you're thinking of some of your friends that are in their own businesses, because let's face it, a lot of people are in their own businesses, which is great. And you think that this show would contribute to them, I would really love it if you would share it with them. Or if this is something that's really speaking to you, and after the show, you think, wow, I could really use some support. You know what? Let's connect. Let's see what kind of support you need. If I have the abilities, I'll share that with you. If not, I know a lot of people in their own businesses as well that would be love to contribute to other people. Because you know what? Together, it's like, entrepreneurs supporting entrepreneurs is actually one of a huge community. And if you're like me, when you were first in your business, you might have been very apprehensive to reach out because maybe you felt like, I don't know very much, I'm going to be embarrassed, or you know what, she's doing this or he's doing that and I haven't done anything like that. They all think that I'm, whatever. I'm telling you, my voice was really loud in my head and I did not reach out as much as I should have in the beginning. Please tell that voice to go away. Honestly, it thrills me. For sure, it thrills me to support other business owners and other entrepreneurs. And even if you're just thinking about it, like you're just thinking about, I might go into my own business, let's play together. Everybody I connect with, I do so for a half an hour at no charge. Let's just see what we can have some fun with. And if anything, you and I will make a new friend. Because you know what? To me, that's what this is all about, is connecting. So 1 second, I have a little tickle in my throat. So if you do want to connect with me, you can find me on my personal website, inspiredchoices.ca, or you can email me, Christine at inspiredchoices.ca, Or, of course, just check me out on any social media platform. I have a profile on all of them out there. So you'll be able to find me on your favorite one. Or maybe you're listening to us in the Inspired Choices Network app. You can actually click on the shows, go to the very, very bottom, and you can click on all shows, or you can click on the picture of me and you'll find more information about me. So let's get into the show. Let's really start to dive into this because this is a big subject and a subject that I love to talk about because, oh my gosh, did I ever have a lot of decisions? So tonight's show is, what have you decided about your business? Have you made a decision about what your business is or is not? A lot of us do. Most of us do, pretty darn quickly after we get the idea of going into our own businesses. Are your decisions about your business impacted by your doubts and your fears? Well, hell yes, of course they are, right? We're going to talk more about that. And how much of your judgments of your business actually are stopping you from the desires that you have to create? These are just some of the questions about what we're going to talk about tonight. So first of all, let's dive into the decisions piece. Most people, when they are working in their business, and this doesn't mean they're new, like this definitely is a big thing about new people, but most people in their business are looking outside of themselves. And if this is not the first time you've listened in my shows, you've probably heard me say this. Most of us are looking outside of our businesses and making decisions about what our business needs to be doing, how our business needs to show up. We are making those decisions. Follow me on this one. We're making those decisions based on other people's businesses, based on them looking outside of their businesses at other people's businesses, and so on, and so on, and so on. Most people are not actually connecting with their business, connecting in with their business, not with just them with themselves, with their business. They're not connecting in with what their business desires and what is actually possible for and with their business. Your business has its own energy, and your business is its own entity. It has every single thing is energy. Every single solitary thing is energy. We know that thoughts are energy. So when you get a thought about a business, it's an energy. And so when you start to put that into form, when you take a thought and you put it into form, it now becomes an entity. Okay. It has its own energy. Now, it may not be thinking with its brain, right? It may not have its brain, but it has its energy of creation. Now, the very cool thing is that you, my friend, you are the creator of that business. That business came to you so that it could come through you. I've said that many, many times, right? But the very, very cool thing is your business, the energy that you are, and the energy that your business is, and the possibilities of what your business can be, they matched. Because if they hadn't have matched, it would have never been able to come through you. Let me give you an example. We've heard lots of times where people are suing each other because they said, you stole that idea from me, or I already had that idea, it was in the works, and so on and so forth. And these people may not have known each other, right? And there's these big, huge lawsuits and so on and so forth. And it takes a lot to prove that something is your idea. I'm not going to get into that tonight. But the reason that an idea can come to several different people and then they start to create similar businesses, similar products or services, maybe songs, whatever the case may be. The reason is because this idea is out in the ethers. And whoever matches the energy of that for now and in the future, that idea starts to come to them to be able to come through them. Okay. So it's very important for you to understand that your business and you are vibrating at the same energetic level. And what's really cool too, and I might be jumping ahead a little bit, but as you personally grow, as you personally do your personal development work, your energy is going to start to expand and your consciousness is going to expand. Well, guess what? That means your business is also going to do the same. Now, it can be a challenge because you may have clients that no longer match the energy of the business, and they will then have to go away. But guess what? There's a lot more clients out there that will start to be able to see you and hear you and find you. Your job, your job. Now, listen to this. Your job is not to decide who is supposed to come to you, not to decide when, not to decide how. Whenever you're making a decision, it's like you take the possibilities of 100 clients and you boom, you narrow it down to maybe 5. All right? It is one of the worst things that you can do is to decide how things are supposed to be because you narrow the field, you narrow the possibilities. Okay. This is super important. And this is a little bit different than talking about your target markets. All right. This is different, right? Because a lot of times the decisions that we make are oftentimes they are they are actually created based on what we're going through personally with our fears and our doubts and our worries. Our fears as the business owner, our fears, our worries, and our doubts actually are with us all the time. Something that I've tried many years to communicate is the type of coach that I am is I work with business owners and their businesses. And that seems very simplistic, but it's not because you have a business and I'm going to ask you about your business and we're going to talk about your business. But as we're going through it and I ask you questions and I start to pick up on something funky like what was that? I'll often go what was that? And when you start to share with me, well, I have this idea, or I've been having some challenges over here, or it's nothing, it's just personal. I'll go, okay, we actually need to look at this because if it pops during our conversation, it's something that is actually blocking you and holding you back. So you are the business owner, and then there is your business. So if you, the business owner, are worried about money, you might decide, well, I have to have this, this, and this. And my business has to go like this. It has to happen in this time frame. All of these things. And it's not that you can't have targets. Absolutely have targets. But you've got to be willing to communicate with your business. And you've got to learn how to dance with your business and be willing to ask your business for support and be willing to ask questions about what is actually going on for the business. These are some weird concepts for many people, and I totally understand that. But honestly, when you get into this dance, the cool thing is what's going on for other people out there, it's not going to impact you. You're not going to take it personally. You're not going to be as held back or as upset. And I can tell you, when we're going to go for our first break, I'm going to tell you some stories about how I took things personally and how it actually had my business kind of downsized as far as the way that I wanted to expand it, or my desires, my targets actually got downsized because of my personal challenges, because I wasn't doing my personal work. And that's a very important key. So if you're making decisions about your business and your fears and your doubts are, and you have any kind of fears or doubts, this show is for you. And I'm so happy that you're here, that you're listening. And if you would like to ask any questions, you can certainly join us at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. Click on the chat room, come on in and ask some questions. Because remember, business is meant to be pleasurable. Just so you know, it's the same as your life. If you're challenged in both these areas, why not change it? Why not do what's required so you can have pleasure with your life, with your business, and with your bank account? It actually really, really, really is possible. Okay, my friends, we're going to go off to our first break. Stick around. I've got a lot more to share with you. You're listening to Inspired Choices with myself, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. And we'll be back right after this break.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with holographist coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with holographist coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Oh, my friends, we are just getting started. And if you've just joined us, you do need to go back and listen to the first segment of the show because it really does lay it out for you. But what we were talking about in the first segment is that most people in their businesses are looking outside of their businesses and making decisions about what other businesses are doing. And those people are also looking outside of their businesses at what other people are doing. We're all making these decisions based on what everybody else is doing to try to stay competitive. Do you really need to be competitive? What's your thoughts on that? You know, there was a time that I really felt like I needed to be competitive, to compete. And then I started to learn some different things about energy and about my business and about what's really going on with our businesses and the creations of that. You don't need to compete at all. And I'm going to tell you why. So you remember when we were talking earlier about how there's your energy and there's the energy of your business. And when they match, that business is available to come to you and to come through you. The same is with everything, every single solitary thing. So I want you to think of it like this. I'm going to give you an example. So have you ever been in a relationship with someone and you are continuing to evolve and learn about yourself and really continuing to step forward and choosing to be a more conscious person, to choose to be a more educated person, to learn about the challenges in the world, to be kind to other people, and you're evolving, and maybe your person at the time is not evolving, and you possibly started to see differences or where you didn't get along. Oftentimes that's because your energies started to change. Your energy was evolving and perhaps that person was not. Well, when that's happening, your energies used to match or be quite close like this. If you're watching on the TV, I'm showing you. And then what happens is your energies start to get farther away from each other. not good or bad, just farther away, different, right? And they no longer match. When your energies with an individual, whether it's a love partner or a family member or a friend, when those energies no longer match, the relationship has to end. Okay. It has to end. Sometimes it's quite painful. However, the really cool thing is that there's always more matches available to you. And if you are expanding your consciousness and evolving as a human being, right? You do want to be with someone that matches that energy so that you are in the same energetic space with someone who is also doing what you are doing. They don't have to be doing it the same way, but you want to be with someone in the direction where you're going, right? The same is with your business. The same is with your clients and your customers. You know, Inspired Choices Network, which you can see this sign behind me, Inspired Choices Network is a part of my business. My business, I started my own business in 2008. It was actually November the 11th, 2008 at 11 a.m. It came to me and I chose it. I said, this is what I'm going to do. And it's not in the same form because it has evolved over time. But that business was called Inspired Choices. That's what I call my personal business. That's kind of like the umbrella of my business. And the Inspired Choices Network is a division of Inspired Choices, right? So when the businesses came to me, when it started to come to me and through me, where I was at and what I was doing, I had clients that matched what I was doing at the time. So I had been in human resources and I had decided, now this was really funny. I had decided because I had my education and I spent a lot of money and a lot of years honing my human resources skills. I had my certificate in human resources. I had been part of the human resources field in my community for many, many years. I had been on the board. I had really crafted my career all around human resources. So when I went to start my own business, logic, and logic does not come into business easily, logic would say, well, of course you're going to go into human resources. And I thought that's what I was going to do full time. I thought I was going to be a human resources consultant. Well, honestly, this is when my intuition started to be developed or get louder because we all have our own intuition. We just aren't aware of it or in tune with it. But this was the time that it started to get louder and louder for me. And whenever I would say that, or I would imagine, oh, I'm going to be a human resources consultant, the idea of that nearly made me throw up. I would actually get stomach upset, right? And if you're a human design person, if you understand human design, my authority is my solar plexus. So my authority was saying, that makes us sick. That's not what we want to do. Now, mind you, there are aspects of human resources that I really do still enjoy. And I get to utilize some of those aspects in some of the other things that I do today. But the idea of doing the whole bounty of human resources going forward, my body was telling me a different story. And so I was doing a little bit of human resources for a previous employer. The actual owner, he had gone off and started another business and he contacted me and he said, would you come in and do some of these things in here? Now, it wasn't a full-time job. He wasn't expecting me to be there 5 days a week. So that worked out really well. So while I was developing my business, I had something that was quite simple for me to do, quite easy and familiar, and it started to bring some income in until I was developing my business, right? So as I started to look at my business and I started to ask questions, what started to pop for me was, what I really love about human resources is connecting with people. Okay, connecting with people, big piece. And that felt really, really good, the idea of connecting with people. And then I started to think about what was it when I was connecting with people that I enjoyed the most? Well, it wasn't disciplining people. That's not always fun. It wasn't firing people, although I did it really, really well. And I was very, very kind. And people, I've actually had people hug me when they would leave. What was really wonderful to me was actually when I was working with people to inspire them and to coach them and to have them follow their dreams. So the coach idea popped, right? That popped for me. The energy of that was there. So I went and I got my professional training through CTI coaching, and that took me about 6 months to get that. And then I started to invite people to work with me as their coach. Well, as time went on and I was doing my own business and I was learning how to do different things in business, people would ask me, "Hey, how did you do that?" And that they started to become my clients. And so I started to evolve. I was personally coaching individuals and I was business coaching individuals. So that was a lot of fun. And then a couple years in, I had a radio platform contact me and asked me if I'd ever thought about doing radio. And my body got so excited, like you wouldn't believe. The energy of that and the idea of that matched my business, where my business wanted to go. So when you're asking questions and you're willing to listen, listen to what your body is saying, listen to what lights you up, you can start to get ideas of this is how your business is going to communicate to you, is through ideas and things that bring you joy and excitement and even a little bit of fear. Not the fear, not the paralyzing fear, but like, oh my God, am I going to do okay? And you will still get that energy of excitement. Remember, excitement and fear are the exact same energy. So you really got to ask yourself, hey, Christine, are we afraid or are we excited? And oh my gosh, I did that in the middle, sitting in the middle of a room where I was supposed to give a talk. And I started to get really afraid. And it didn't make any sense because I knew all these people. And just in my mind, I asked that question and I got excited and I went, okay, then just breathe and smile and be okay with this. All right. So what I was talking about was when our energies with an individuals and with our businesses doesn't match. Well, here's the really cool thing is that when you are asking questions and you are looking at the possibilities of how you can grow your business and expand your business, as you follow the energies of what brings you joy and hope and possibilities, all right, not looking outside of yourself, but you are asking the questions, the people, the clients, the customers that match the energy of what you have to contribute, they will show up. They will show up. Remember that we have a more conscious customer out there today. We have a more conscious group of clients that are out there that are looking for the way that we do our business. Competition is not real. And that's why you know that. Competition is like saying my thumbprint is the same as that person's thumbprint. So I'm going to show them that I have the prettier nail polish on that thumb, and my thumb is going to give them the best compared to that person over there. That's not true because that person over there does not have the same thumbprint as you. That person over there does not have the same energy. That person over there is not going to connect the same as you're going to connect with your customers and clients. And when you have your focus and you've made your decision that you have to compete, that's not a joyful energy. Your business is going to respond in that same way. It's not joyful. The energy of a business, I always invite my clients to go back to that first time when you started to think about doing your business. Reconnect with that idea. Write down the story about where you are when you thought about it. Actually get really connected to that energy again, especially when you get pulled into other people's worlds. Come back to your world and allow the energy of that experience to refuel you. Remember, competition is not real. You cannot compete with energy. Energy just matches or it doesn't. You cannot compete with other people's energy. You can compete with the idea, you can compete with that person, but not with energy. Energy is what's true. And your customers and your clients that are looking for you, they are going to match your energy. Here's a big piece. We're going to go to our next break, but before we go, I want you to remember this. When you are in the competition energy, you're not being you. All right. You are trying to match somebody else's energy and the way that they're doing their business. And when you are doing that, your energy is not emitting the truth of who you are and what you have to offer. And guess what? The customers and the clients that are looking for you will not be able to find you because you're not being who you really are. You're actually allowing them to miss you, to not be able to find you. It's critical that you don't make a decision about what you're supposed to do with your business, but you really come back to who you are and continue to work on the fears and the doubts that you have. Allow yourself to bring them up. At least be vulnerable with yourself. But I so encourage you to reach out to a coach. I would love for you to reach out to me so that we can really unpack those fears and unpack those doubts. Let's put them to rest so that you can have so much pleasure with your business. I really do hope that you reach out to me because this would be phenomenal to have you reach out and we could change things in your business and change them fast. How much would that contribute to your world and to those around you, and also to the clients and customers that are looking for you? My friends, this is a really important topic, and we're talking about decisions. We make so many decisions and we hold ourselves back and we hold our businesses back, and it's exhausting and it's not necessary. So we're going to our second break of the show. I'd love for you to come back. I'd love for you to continue to lean into tonight's show and to continue to learn even more about what you can actually do with your business and have more pleasure than you've ever had before. You're listening to Inspired Choices show here on the Inspired Choices Network with myself, Christine McIver. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices radio show with holographist coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you ready to have pleasure with your business? Yes, I said pleasure with your business. The Pleasure of Business a la carte will surprise you with topics like meet yourself in the boardroom, money, services, and you. Expand your visibility. The pleasure of communication. The pleasure of Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Christine McIver has so much pleasure with business and loves teaching all things business. Beginning a new business? Desiring to expand a current business? Or looking to resurrect a business that has been dormant? This program will get you fired up and bring more pleasure than you have ever imagined. Exhausted with your excuses for not creating a phenomenal business? Join now for all the pleasure with business. Pleasure of Business a la carte gives you total choice for what you desire and what your business requires. That's 24 weeks of different topics to choose from with weekly calls, audio and video recordings, and PDFs. This class will have you dive right in and use tools to create the business that has been speaking to you. Go to inspiredchoices.ca for full details or join the Facebook page Pleasure o' Business a la carte. Now is the time for you and your business.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with holographist coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Oh, my friends, thank you so much for being here tonight. You know, it's listening and speaking with business owners and listeners from all around the world that's inspiring to me. And creating with each and every one of you is so much fun, even if it's just here on the radio or on the TV. It's so much fun. And it's a part of my business that asked me a long time ago to lean in. And you know what? Like anybody, I often will say, well, does it want me to continue to go? Does it want me to continue to do my show? Does it want me to continue to create this way? And I listen to my solar plexus to get a yes or a no. That's how my business can communicate with me. And I ask these questions all of the time. And if I kind of get a yes, no, I'll ask more questions. When you get a yes or a no or a light or a heavy, that doesn't mean stop asking questions. That's just one of the pieces of information that you've obtained. And now you can obtain even more pieces. Now, before we went to break, I was really going on and telling you a lot about how I created and what actually led me to where I am today in my business. And competition was what I was speaking to. I'm telling you, it's so easy for us to get caught up in the world of competition. It is so incredibly easy. We will look outside of ourselves and we'll look outside of our businesses to what other people are doing. And I did that. I did that in the beginning. And it's so funny, my friends, because let me tell you something. By the time I had started my own business, I had been in business, or I had been in my career, my human resources career for a number of years. I had a great deal of education and experience. And I was actually on the scale of, the salary scale, I was kind of on the higher end for people in that field. I was doing very well in my career. And it was so interesting because something was a little different and something was a little unfamiliar to me. I started to look outside of me for what people who were in coaching, who had just 1 year of coaching under their belt, I started to look at what they were actually charging. And my self-doubt was really, really loud. And so I would look at them and I would so easily, I wonder how many of you do this, I would so easily look at them and justify how they were smarter than me, how they were more capable than I was. I would do this so quickly. My self-doubt was loud, really loud. And because I would look at them and I would say, well, they're charging this amount, so I can't possibly charge that. There's no way. And so I would undercharge. In fact, this is kind of funny, but I was making close to $100,000 a year in my HR career. And I decided, didn't ask my business any questions and certainly didn't, get some assistance with my doubt. I decided that the most that I could actually charge for 1 month of coaching, which was 1 hour a week with me, the most that I could possibly charge would be $100 a month, $25 an hour, $25 an hour. Oh my gosh, my friends, I'm telling you, I went along like that for over a year and a half. I went along with that because I did not, yeah, crazy, right, Jen? My producer in the chat room. Whoa. Seriously, I did not have a conversation. I did not look. I didn't want to admit to my self-doubt. I didn't want to admit to my insecurities. And like so many of us, I put other people that are in their own business that have been in longer, that they were more capable and competent than I was. That wasn't true. That wasn't true at all. What was getting in the way was my decision about my capabilities. What was getting in the way was my personal fears and self doubt. I allowed that to drive my business. I allowed that to take over. And my business actually just kind of crawled along and crawled along because I actually didn't own my capacities and my self worth. I was not acknowledging all the knowledge and all the experience that I was bringing to the table. I was separating out what I had done in the past from my recent education. It's what I did. And I learned from that. For sure, I learned from that. And I really hope you're listening to me, because if you've been in a career for any length of time, and it doesn't matter what that career is, and you're going to start your own business, you already have experience. Think of it like this. If you did not get your high school education and you didn't get your certificate or your diploma, but you have a number of years working, you can actually take those years of working and they can be applied towards a credit to get your diploma, because experience counts. Experience counts. All experience counts. And that's why I keep talking about how we have to personally continue to do our personal development so that we don't make decisions about what our business is or is not, or how it's supposed to be done based on our personal experiences. Our businesses come to us to come through us so that they can contribute to us, and so we can contribute to our businesses. Honestly, you are working for your business and your business is working for you. If that was a colleague that was sitting beside you, if your business was your business partner, you wouldn't be in business long if you made all the decisions without your business partner, right? But how many of us do that? How many of us are not even considering asking this entity any questions? Does that feel real? Does that feel good? What will that create? And if you don't have the skills for this, that's okay. I do. I have the ability to work with you and to teach you how to speak to your business, to teach you how to listen to your business, and how to grow your business and have so much fun. I would love to do that. I know I've already said that, but it's really, really true. It really lights me up when I am supporting other business owners. And you know what? I'm really good at it. And I've been doing it for a long time. And did you hear that? I just said I was really good at that. I'm telling you, it took me quite a while to be able to actually own what I'm really good at. And you know what? Because I didn't do that, my business didn't grow like it could have grown many years ago. I am very fortunate that I'm still in my own business, that I've been in my own business now for 13 years. That's amazing to me. That's amazing to me. And think about that. I started out at $100 a month and I had 2 or 3 clients to start with, like, holy mackerel, right? But here's the thing. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to hold yourself or your business back. You have the opportunity now to grow your business. But what I really want to encourage you to do is to grow your business with your energy and with the energy of your business working in concert together, not based on what other people think, not based on what their decisions are making, not based on what the market will bear. All right. Yes, You might get the hit that your business would like to charge $1,000 an hour, right? How much fun would that be? Taking into consideration the economic climate is definitely something you want to do. You don't want to be making these decisions, um, separating them out, right? But the largest voice in making decisions and making choices needs to be your business and you together, working in concert together to really truly create what is possible. It is so much fun when you start to do that and you start to play with that. Now, I've got something else I want to talk about after the next break. So don't go away, because this is an important piece to add into working with your business and growing your business. It's a very, very important piece. So stick around, my friends. You are listening to Inspired Choices show here on the Inspired Choices Network. And I'm your host, Christine McIver. I'll see you soon.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices radio show with holographist coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with holographist coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Hello, my friends. Thank you so much for being with us tonight and for sticking around through the whole show. If you have, that is fantastic. And I'm curious, what's popping for you around what we've been talking about? What are the things that are really, really jumping out for you? Are there things that you know that you could be possibly expanding on or really having a look at deeply about yourself that would possibly create something greater for your business? How much fun would it be to have a business that you jump out of bed to actually create with? How much fun would it be to know that your partner, your business is right beside you, communicating with you, supporting you, and helping to guide you to have more pleasure in your day-to-day? That's what is really, truly possible. The piece that I wanted to talk about in this last segment, and oh my gosh, the shows go so quickly. The piece that I wanted to talk about is creation. So I'm talking to the business owners that have already been in business for more than a year, right? You've been in business, you've been doing your business, and you've been creating and you're going along. Do you ever desire to have more creations? Maybe another book, maybe you want to have your own radio, TV, podcast. Maybe you're desiring to have different services and having the ability to have these other creations out in the world. When you're wanting to expand and get new ideas, if you are locked into decisions decisions, and when I say decisions, I'm talking about those decisions I've been referring to about this is the way you have to do it to be in this type of business. This is the pricing you have to put on things. All of those decisions that you're making based on what other people are doing. When you are doing that, you're actually, I want you to imagine, I always think of Get Smart. If you guys remember Get Smart, might be aging myself, but that was a fun show. And Get Smart used to have all of these doors that would drop, right? Like elevator doors, they would come down, and one would come down in front of him from the top down. Another would go from side to side. Another might come up from the bottom. And that's what's happening with your business and your ideas, the creative ideas. You're actually stopping the flow of them when you're making all of these decisions based on things outside of yourself. When you're not connecting with your business and you're not actually spending time creating with your business and the direction that your business knows you can grow in, you're actually blocking out your creative ideas. Creative ideas cannot come through decisions, and decisions are like those big doors that I'm referring to about Get Smart. When you have these decisions put in place, you're judging whether they are working or they're not working. And you have an expectation of what has to happen based on decisions, not based on moving with the energy to grow and expand. When I actually began to understand this, and I actually asked my business these questions, my business started to grow and grow. I remember a time, my friends, when I'd made all these decisions about what I had to do. And I remember thinking, why am I never getting any creative ideas? Why? I kept asking those questions, and then I would go into self-judgment. It's because of this, it's because of that. It was a crazy circle of chaos. Today, I have more ideas than I can possibly keep up with. And I'm not kidding. I have lists and lists of ideas of things that my business does desire to create. That is possible. And I actually can't keep up with them. I am each and every day asking, okay, where do I need to focus now? Which one next? Which one next? And those ideas, new ideas keep on coming. New ideas are popping all the time. I get to choose with my business. I get to have more creation and more play and more pleasure. It's fantastic to have all of these choices laid out in front of me. And it's so wonderful to be able to have that creative energy continuously generating for me and my business. It actually changed my whole outlook on business when that started to happen. I'd love for that to be part of your life and part of your reality with your business as well. As I said before, please reach out to me, Christine, at inspiredchoices.ca, and we can absolutely talk about what's going on for you and where maybe you've made decisions that are stopping you. Let's change that. Let's have more fun in the second half of 2021 than we had in the first part of 2021. I know I'm super looking forward to that. Next week, my friends, we're going to be talking about you are a vibration away from success. You are a vibration away from success. We're going to dive deep into success and vibrations and really what that means for you personally, as well as for your business. So next week, we're going to cover both sides of your life and your business. Again, if this is a show that popped for you, if there was anything in here, I'd love to hear about it, what it was for you that you enjoyed about the show, or if you have any questions, you can just email me, Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. I would also love it if you would share this show, share it with just one other person that you know is in their business and maybe they're struggling as well. We don't have to struggle in business. We don't have to regret our choices of being in our business. And the sooner that we can start to have pleasure, the sooner we'll be enjoying our lives even greater. Until next week, my friends, remember, you can always make another choice. It's right there for you. Take good care of yourself. And remember, contact me if you'd like to know more. Bye for now, my friends.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.